and I know they make mistakes. Trust me. We still have to show them respect. And we have to give them courtesy. And we have to pray for somebody. Even when you have a leader of your country, and you said, oh, he's not a good Muslim, he did this, he did that, so and so and so and so. In Islam, it's not correct for you to curse him to other people. What's correct is to tell him in a kind way, and mention to him some good things that he did. I'm sure he must have done something good. And then mention to them what you consider to be the mistake. That's all that's allowed, except for what? Maybe the most important thing of all. The hadith of the Prophet ﷺ is clear. When he told us that when you see a munkar, you have to stop it by your hand. And if you can't do that, you stop it by your tongue. And if you can't do that, you have to hate it in all your heart. And this is the weakest of faith. I've heard this hadith so misrepresented that I wanted to run away from the people saying it. First of all, the word munkar doesn't mean just anything. As we already discussed earlier, when Allah uses the term in the Quran, kuntum khayran ummatin ukhrijat lin-nasi ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tan'ana 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah. It doesn't just mean something bad, because otherwise it would not put the belief in Allah wa tu'minuna billah in second place. The munkar the Prophet ﷺ was talking about, Allahu Alam, is the things that take people away from Islam. And when you see the things that are taking the people from Islam, use your hand to stop those things. But it doesn't mean to slap the people around. It doesn't mean to strap a bomb on yourself and blow people up. What it means is using your hand for something good to make something happen. Have you used your hand to dial the telephone to ask anybody to come over here tonight? Did you use your hand to distribute any leaflets out to the people and ask them to come to the program? Then don't come and tell me this hadith. And when it says stop it by your tongue, it doesn't mean to curse people. It means to praise the good of what people have and get them to come and see how to do more good. For the Hindu gentleman that I rode over here with on the airplane, I wish he was here tonight. Because I would tell him, I love what you said on the plane. You said there's only one God. I love that. You said there's nobody to worship except Him alone. I love that. And I hope you learn more about what we believe and we can share. Because all of us are brothers in humanity. I want us to be brothers in faith too. And we can do that as long as we do what I said in the beginning. Be willing to go to something better when you see the proof. Inshallah, I'm going to end with that. We'll pick up where I left off tomorrow at the program. Inshallah, be there or be square. I'm looking forward to being there everybody tomorrow. In the meantime, islamtomorrow.com. ISLAMTOMORROW.com. We're open 24 hours a day, and there's always plenty of free parking. That should appeal to you here in Bangalore. Assalamu alaikum.
Now we have a Q&A session.
Assalamu alaikum. My question is to Dr. Jafar Shah Shidris. You said in your speech that when we read, the more we understand the Quran, and with our ibadah we understand the message more, and we have the criterion to judge the Furqan. But how is it that in today's time, when we are working, our work is so much, in today's corporates, we have to work from morning 9 to night 9. We hardly get time for ibadah and for so much understanding of the Quran, which is actually required, and it makes a difference. So how do you really understand that? Is it allowed for us to work when it actually contradicts with our if we have to develop and better ourselves, and it comes in this way? So are we supposed to work at such a place or something like that?
Bismillah. Of course you must work. But ibadah is not judged by the amount. The amount is just judged by its quality, by sincerity. Many people who came after the companions of the Prophet said to each other, perhaps we prayed more than the companions of the Prophet did. Perhaps we did more fasting. Perhaps we recited Quran more than they did. But still, they were better than us. Why? They said, because of something that resided in their hearts. لِشَيْءٍ وَقَرَ فِي صُدُورِهِمْ. And the Prophet ﷺ said, there can be two persons in the same line of salah. And the difference between the reward, the difference between them would be like heaven and earth. And they are in the same line. And perhaps both of them have an accepted salah. So if you are sincere, try as much as you can to be sincere. And you don't have to stop work to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are many ways of, the important thing is to do the obligatory things. You pray five prayers, you fast, and so on. But while you are working, you make dua, even in your own work. There is a difficulty, you turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you ask Him. That is ibadah. You make istighfar while you're cooking. You help someone, and so on. So there are many ways of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But again, I must say, no wise person would spend all his or her time just doing manual work. Even a non-Muslim wouldn't do this. So you have to be moderate, inshallah. I was going to say something also about, to comment on what Brother Yusuf said about knowledge. Someone can be more knowledgeable than another person as far as the information he has. But that first doesn't mean that he understands what he knows by heart better than other person. The Prophet ﷺ used to encourage people to convey whatever knowledge they had. بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. Convey an ayah, even if you don't know more than an ayah. And then he gave the reason for this. He said, رُبَّ مُبَلَّغٍ أَوْعَى مِنْ سَامِعٍ. Perhaps the person to whom you convey the verse will understand it better than you do. So this is one reason. Another reason, I know this from my experience, that you might not be the best person in conveying the knowledge. Someone hears something from you, and he goes and conveys in a better way than you do. I know of some great ulama, real ulama. If they talk, you become drowsy or sleep. But when you come and ask them questions, you see how learned they are. Someone hears what they say, and he goes and conveys it in a better way than they did. This also applies to writing. Someone writes something which is very important, very useful, but he writes it in a difficult way. Someone else understands what he said and then goes and conveys it in a better way than. This applies to religious knowledge and to also worldly knowledge. That, by the way, tell the students, it's better not confine yourself to one textbook. You might find a textbook that you understand more. They both of them, three of them, four of them, they say the same thing. But one of them says it in a way that appeals to you more than another way. That is why it is better to have more than one book on the same topic. Now,
Jazakallah khair. We have these programs organized for the citizens of Bangalore, like Brother Yusuf said. It is a duty on all of you all to bring more and more of your friends from other faiths. We have designed these programs for them. We give preference to them. We have one coming up this Sunday, inshallah, where we have non-Muslim guests who will be coming here to ask up questions. So every one of you take an effort. This is an act of ibadah where we will get a reward, inshallah. You have to see to that, because we are organizing this even for the Bangalore public.